Ingrid in Corona, California. You are on the air with Congressman Pocan.
Hey, Tom and Congressman Pocan, first-time caller, long-time listener. I'm calling to ask why Congress isn't moving to annul Trump. I read that article by Secretary Robert Wright, former Secretary Robert Wright, and it really seems like a good remedy for all of the evil that has been wrought under the Trump administration. And it's clear that, hopefully the Mueller investigation will show that Trump and his entourage have broken a lot of laws. And so why not just undo the whole thing? I mean, it's even more effective than impeachment or stacking stacking the Supreme Court. Why not just enact the law that we have, which is to annul him? I want to divorce this administration. I'm sick of this relationship. So that's all I have to say.
I hear you, Ingrid. I have not seen that particular piece. I'm not aware of an effective way to actually annul this, but let's remember whatever we do takes a vote of Congress, and the Congress right now is under the majority of Paul Ryan in the House and Mitch McConnell in the Senate. So that's why I think, what many of us have been saying is, one, the Mueller investigation is doing a great job of coming up with information, and when that gets done, we're going to have some really, really great information to convince people. But the other option is, the November elections are coming up. If you don't like the way current members of Congress are handling this president, and I don't like the way the current majority is handling this president, you can change the faces of those people who represent you in Congress. So, not much is going to happen as long as Paul Ryan, or for that matter, Kevin McCarthy or Jim Jordan is in charge, or Mitch McConnell, because they're not going to allow anything to happen. I've just watched it over and over for the last couple of years. So we need to go in November and be heard via the ballot box, and then we've got lots of possibilities that go from there.
Paul in Taos, New Mexico. You're on the air with Congressman Pocan.
Hey, Tom. Congressman, thank you so much for being on here. I called with what appears to be a softball question, which I'll ask pointedly right now, and then if I may, just back it up with a little observation. The question being, what do you think the prospects of expanding the Progressive Caucus in the Congress is in this upcoming midterms? And what's behind that question is, I got to say, I admire in some fashion Republicans because they go for what they want and they go for the jugular. And I think the real problem is corporate Democrats, because this third way idea is an abject failure. And to me, the pinnacle of that failure was Hillary Clinton picking Tim Kaine as her vice president. That was like Rahm Emanuel, like all the corporate Democrats telling progressives, go screw yourself. And I think that's our problem. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Paul, so thank you for your question. And so one, I do think we're going to expand the Progressive Caucus. We have 78 members currently. There are 39 challengers we are backing across the country that are on the ballot in November. And I think we're going to have a couple, maybe more, to endorse. But that's about around 40 people that we're looking forward to trying to bring into Congress. And I think it's something like 30% of the red to blue candidates that have been, are the kind of DCCC candidates they think they have the best chance of winning, are also the candidates that we're endorsing in the Progressive Caucus. So we've got a lot of new people that are going to come in. They're going to make our caucus stronger. But I think to your point, Paul, one of the things that we've been trying to do since I become co-chair, working with Pramila Jayapal, who's our first vice chair, who's a tremendous member of Congress from the Seattle area, we're taking our nonprofit entity for the Progressive Caucus and giving it muscle. And we're going to be putting together essentially a recreation of what the old Democratic Study Group was pre-Newt Gingrich, to be able to analyze bills. We're going to work with our outside partners in the progressive community, not only to take their ideas and bring them to actualization as legislation, but then when we've got progressive ideas moving forward, using their grassroots networks to put pressure on Democratic leadership to understand the progressive issues are the issues that people agree with. And we're also going to do, some serious polling at the beginning of the year, again, proving our issues. We're not your mother or father's Progressive Caucus. It has changed quite a bit, and I think it's going to continue to with a lot of the new folks coming in. But we are right now working out like crazy. We're about to flex the muscle, and we're ready to do that in January. And I think you'll be very pleased with the direction we're going.
Is it your opinion that genuine progressives running are more successful than kind of milquetoast candidates?
I think we've seen that, right, in evidence this cycle. I mean, people want to believe in something. Reuters just showed us 70% of people support Medicare for all. And that's bad.
Yeah, I really got that from watching Chris Hayes last night interviewing non-voters in Flint, Michigan. And they were saying, I didn't vote because there was nobody on the ballot who really reflected my values. I thought that was amazing.